everyone, for today's makeup look, I'm going to be doing a entirely matte makeup look. So we're gonna do matte skin, matte eyes, we're gonna do a matte lip. I am debating adding a little bit of highlight, but the highlighter that I grabbed is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, which is a super subtle, like non-shimmery, just glowing highlight. I really wanted to do this makeup look today because I'm actually getting my hair done and I'm going to be wearing a mask for an extended period of time, and I thought matte makeup typically holds up better while you wear a mask. I typically enjoy really glowy, natural looking makeup, so this is going to still be a natural looking makeup look, but it's just going to be completely matte. For my base, I'm going in with the Milani No Pore Zone Mattifying Primer. This primer is really smooth, very much like your typical pore filling primer, but it does feel really lightweight on the skin and not super heavy. It really reminds me of the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. For my foundation, I'm going in with the Sephora Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer. I wear mine in the shade 07 Linen. I'm gonna shake this up really well. I just apply this product directly to my face. I adore the coverage, finish, and wear of this product. I wear it actually really often, and I find the shade match to be really perfect as well. Like, that just is exactly my skin color, I think. But I have a lot of early mornings. I'm a nanny, so I wake up at like 5:15, 5:30, usually 5:30 though. I need those extra 15 minutes, and I do wear makeup nearly every day. It just makes me feel good. It's kind of like one of those things that gets me a little bit awake for the morning. But with this product, I just kind of like slap it on my face, and I even skip concealer a lot of the time just because the coverage of it is so good. Like, coverage is amazing, even though it's a tinted moisturizer. And I just love the fact that it's also a more mattifying product, so it is a bit more long wearing. And I do wear powder with it, but I do just know that I won't get like as oily throughout the day. But it's super beautiful. It looks really skin-like. I feel like this is such an underrated product. I kind of think that if the Fenty Beauty skin tint didn't really work for you, I would go ahead and check out this one. So that is the Sephora Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer all over my skin. Just the coverage that you get out of it is phenomenal, and that's really why I skip concealer so much of the time. Whenever I wear it, it just really makes for a very fast, easy, all over coverage that is just going to look good all day. But I am going to go in with a little bit of concealer. I'm using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer, and I use mine in the shade 280. And I'm just going to put a little bit underneath of my eyes and also a bit on my forehead right here, maybe a little on my nose and on my chin as well. So yeah, I'm getting a haircut today. I am going with my mom, so I'm just going to the same woman who cuts and colors my mom's hair. I've never gotten my hair like professionally colored before. I have when I was in middle school. I did the little purple streaks, you know the look. Yeah, I've never ever gotten my hair colored before, and I don't plan on it until maybe like I have grays or something. I just think that the hair color I was born with is the most flattering it can possibly get, so we'll just leave it at that. But this will be my first professional haircut in a little while. I did get my hair cut last year, probably around the same time last year really, but I didn't love it. I found that the layers that I got were kind of choppy with my air dried hair, which is how I do my hair nearly every day. Like, I don't use heat on my hair anymore. So I'd like for whoever is cutting my hair today to take that into consideration, that like I do not use heat on my hair. So hopefully they'll be able to give me a haircut that I like a bit better. It's been a really long time since I've baked my skin, but I'm actually going to try doing that today. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the Fenty Beauty powder, and I'm going to apply a little bit underneath my eyes with my sponge, and I am going to like smooth it out with my sponge as well. And take a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin. Hopefully this helps my makeup not transfer as much on my mask, but we'll see. There's really not like transfer proof makeup at this point. I'm going to start working on my eye area. I do have a little bit of a leftover product in my brows. I was using the e.l.f. brow lift and I just put a little bit of it in my brows this morning because I had a couple of errands to run and I just like my brows to kind of be set and in place. But I'm going to add a little bit more of it and just run it through my brows. Have any of you picked up the e.l.f. brow lift? I think that it's similar enough to the Anastasia brow freeze, but I'm not sure I like it better than the Anastasia brow freeze. For my eye primer, I'm using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip eyeshadow primer. And I've been using this on and off. I don't really think I like it any more than my Urban Decay Primer Potion or my Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm just like not really sure how I'm feeling about this. It's like a totally clear eyeshadow primer, so if that's something that you're looking for, because I know that the Urban Decay Primer Potion does have a little bit of a color to it, and so does the Milani one, just has like the tiniest amount of color to it. It's not completely translucent, but the e.l.f. Hydro Grip is completely translucent. So that is a good selling point of it. I'm just like really not sure how I'm feeling about it. Because of the color of my top, I'm kind of wanting to do a little bit of a peachy eyeshadow look. For my all matte eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be dipping into the all matte Milani Ungilded Most Loved Mattes palette. And it looks like this. It's a great all matte eyeshadow palette. I'm going to start with the shade Toast of the Town. So this really light, kind of like a skin tone color for me, but it might be a little bit deeper than my skin tone. Yeah, my eyelids are creasing a little bit. Taking that on a fluffy brush, and I'm just running it through my crease. I think maybe to make this eyeshadow look a little bit more interesting, I might try and keep the shadow in a straight line going, like extending out of my crease instead of making it real rounded, just to kind of keep the shape a little bit more interesting, since the actual eye look isn't going to be really that interesting. It's going to be pretty basic. Last night I was trying to find some inspo pics for my haircut, and I couldn't really find any good ones because I was trying to look up natural wavy hair haircuts, and all of the pictures were of people with heat styled waves, and that's not what I was looking for. So I hope that I can get the haircut that I want. I've been cutting my own hair for a really long time. Even when I've gotten like my haircut professionally done, I still will cut my hair usually, and I just cut straight across, but I would like to have a little bit more going on with my hair, so hopefully we can get something a little bit cuter going on. I still want to keep the length. It's really long. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it is pretty long. This is also all the hair that I have. Like, I have such a small amount of hair. It's just long. That's literally all it is. With that same brush, I'm going to go into this shade called Smell the Roses, but I feel like these kind of like pinky peachy shades will end up looking really cute with my top, my light blue top that I have. And I'm just putting that on the outer portion of my crease, and also just extending that out a little bit too, making sure that I stay with the like kind of straight line pattern. It's the most subtle thing. It's really not going to look that different, but it does kind of make a little bit of a difference. So I like the combination of that light brown that I put down and then that pink shade that I used, because I think that the combination and just sort of like the blend of them does bring a little bit more of like a peachy orange to the look, but some parts of it are still a little bit more brown and then some parts of it are still a little bit more pink. I think that the blend of both of those looks really good. I am going to add a little bit of deepness to my lash line, so I'm taking this shade called Cocoa Bean, and I'm taking it on a liner brush, and I'm going to be doing sort of like a smoky shadow liner. I don't think I'm going to bring it out very far. Like, I'm not going to really be doing a wing. I just sort of want to add a little bit of deepness to my lash line and then like maybe a baby wing just for some definition in that area. This shade is called Bust a Mauve, and I'm going to apply it pretty generously to my inner corner and just basically wherever I don't have eyeshadow. But I might go over it with a different shade. I just kind of wanted to see what this looked like first. I'm going to take this shade, Not So Vanilla, and I'm going to layer it on top of Bust a Mauve. And maybe I'll put a little bit more Bust a Mauve on top of that so that these two shades can just kind of like blend. I really love a light all matte shade. Like, that's so cute. That's like unexpectedly so cute. It just makes the eyelid look really smooth. Also, the shadows are applying really, really smooth over top of that primer, but I'm kind of skeptical on if that primer is going to keep my shadow from creasing. This shade right here is called My Daily Latte, and I'm going to take it on a clean, fluffy brush, and I'm going to run it over my brow bone area to kind of smooth out the very top part of my crease. My skin right in this area is really not looking very good at all, and I feel like I owe that to the baking, so maybe that's why I don't bake anymore. Alright, now that I've sorted out my skin issue, which I'm definitely going to blame the powder for because I use all of those base products very regularly, and that's the only thing that I did differently. But I am now going to start working on the rest of my skin. I'm taking some of my LYS powder. This is the No Limits bronzer in Harmony. I'm using this big brush from the brand Euphoria. I don't have any other good powder bronzer brushes in my little assortment right here. I wasn't thinking about that. The shape of this brush is definitely applying my bronzer a little high, but it's cute, I think. It's pretty cute. Before I go in with my blush, I am actually going to apply some of the highlighter. So the Essence Pure Nude highlighter I'm going to use, and I'm just applying it to the high points of my face. See how it's like not even shimmery, it's just all glow. So we love that. I'm adding a little bit to my brow bone. It already looks a little highlighted in those areas, and a little bit on my nose. This is totally going to be a trend, so I'm going to do it right now. But I saw on TikTok someone had put highlighter on their jawline because Bella Hadid looked like she had a highlighter on her jawline, and I'm doing it because I know that that's going to be a trend. So this is my first time doing it. I actually don't even think it's like, is that showing up? I don't even know. But I'm going to try that for sure. Like with some of the highlighters that I use regularly, like my cream ones, I definitely want to try that. So for my blush today, I'm going to be going in with the 100% Pure Fruit Pigmented Powder Blush in the shade Healthy. Well, it matches my eyeshadow pretty well. This was recently gifted to me from the brand, but I haven't tried it yet. Seems pretty pigmented, so let's go in with a really light hand. But it was an all matte blush, so I wanted to pull it and use it. They sent me a couple of other things from their line, like a foundation I haven't tried yet. It didn't really look like it matched my skin color too well, but we'll have to see. And then, it's a lot of blush for my nose. And a mascara and a lip product they sent, and like an eye cream, I think. The blush is beautiful and it's going on so smooth. So I'm really enjoying that. Matte makeup is definitely for the flawless skin. Like if you want to look like you have really flawless skin, really go for the matte makeup. I'm going to add a little bit of color through my brows. I'm just using my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I ended up taking my brows off because they ended up looking atrocious. They ended up looking so bad. I probably just used too much of the e.l.f. brow lift. So yeah, well, I'm just not going to use it again right now. I'm going to go in with a more foolproof brow system of mine. So I'm taking my Kosas Brow Pop right now. I was kind of hoping that my brows could stay a little bit more natural looking, but no. They just started beating up a lot and then they got really messy looking, and then I just at some point wasn't able to fix them. So, and now I'm going in with my Kosas Air Brow and I'm just setting my brows. A little bit of this, pushing them up a little bit. I'm just going to curl my lashes. I did do this earlier off camera, but I'm just going to give them another little boost. For my mascara, I'm using this Mob Beauty mascara. This has been a real go-to for me lately. It's just such a soft looking mascara, so I really like that. I think that it makes my lashes look really fluffy, so I think that that goes really well with this sort of like soft matte makeup look that we have going on. I'm mixing the two shades that I have in my crease, so that Toast of the Town and then Smell the Roses. I mixed those together for my bottom lash line. I'm also taking a little bit of the shade Not So Vanilla, that lightest shade that we used, and I'm just putting a little bit in the inner corner. For my lips, I'm using the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in the shade 09 Spice. And I haven't used this product in a really long time. I don't do liquid lips too often, but this is a Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Morning Mocha. It was like a soft nude. Instead of baking, because it didn't treat me so well earlier, I am just taking a light dusting of that Fenty Beauty powder all over my face. I want a little bit more bronzer. I'm taking this other brush. This is a Rare Beauty powder brush. They sent it with their new setting powder, but I just want to add a little bit more bronzer. I feel like I'm not bronzed enough. I feel so pretty. I feel like I'm not wearing any more makeup than I usually do, but matte makeup is just so much more glam looking. If you're up close, you can still see my skin, so I'm not like totally in full coverage, but yeah, everything looks really beautiful and glam, and I'm kind of loving it. I'm taking my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray, and I'm going to spritz it all over my face. I should not have opened my mouth so early, but I just recently opened up a brand new one of these because my sister was in town. She was in my little beauty room office, and she had seen my like almost used up one on my desk, and she was like, oh my gosh, you have this, how did you get this? Because apparently it's completely sold out everywhere. And I spent a long time not liking this spray, but I bought it when it first came out, but I only recently started using it again because it was all over TikTok. Everyone was like, oh my god, this is the best setting spray ever. And several months ago, Milk Makeup sent me a full size one of the Hydro Grip spray and then a full size of the Hydro Grip primer, but I had already had two of these opened in my collection, a small travel size one of the Hydro Grip primer, but I still had 2 of these in my collection, and I ended up giving them both to my sister because she couldn't find them anywhere. So I gave her my used ones, and then I opened the 2 new ones for myself. But here is the final look of this totally matte makeup look. Obviously, I did add that little bit of highlight on the cheekbones, but I just feel like it gave just like the subtlest amount of little natural highlight to the skin, but like that on my temple, that is all natural. I love how the makeup came out. I don't feel like I'm wearing any more makeup on my skin than I usually do, but since all the products on my face are all matte, I think that the look just is so much more makeup-y and glam, and yeah, I really enjoy it. I do love an all matte look here and there, but I do love my glow, so my next video will probably be back to the cream makeup looks, but it is fun to play around. That is going to be it from me today though. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.